Welcome back into the Enrichment Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Fast Frame. We've told you they can do photos, memorabilia, newspapers, mementos, knickknacks, anything that you want to take and turn into a piece of art. Fast Frame can do it. That goes for maps as well. I was in there this week, and you can actually buy this for those cartographers out there. A lot of people have maps on their office walls, home walls, stuff. That's a map of Knoxville circa, I can't read it, but circa a long time ago. And I was in there. They were actually, the reason we're talking about this, they were actually doing a map for someone, and it was from the 1600s. And I don't mean it was a reproduction. It was literally, I think a UT professor had a map 400 years old, and they trusted it to Fast Frame to take care of it. If someone trusts a 400-year-old object to Fast Frame, I think you can probably trust your family photos to Fast Frame. Get down there. I trust them. Fast Frame does a great job. All right. Going over to the scorecard segment right now, and we've got, there they are at the big wall. We got Chuck Cavaliers and Vince.
There you go.
Vince, you're fine in the shot. You don't have to step in there. It's got you. The monitor's not right. We got Vince, we got Chuck over there. I want to start run offense, guys. Chuck, I want your take first. Tennessee, 28 carries for 127 yards overall. Not bad, 4.5.
But 40 of that came on one carry by Rajon Neal. It just really wasn't enough to get it done overall. I would give it a 2.
A 2, and Vince, here's the thing. Of those 127 yards, 30 in the first half on 11 carries. When the game was being decided, they didn't get it done.
Yeah, I would go 2 also. And another factor is I don't think they ran the ball enough early in the game. I would have liked to have seen that. They threw it too much, considering the opponent as well. Even though it didn't go well, I would go 2 also.
Run offense.
Maybe if we'd have run it a little bit more, they wouldn't have been able to score as many points. But I'm giving it a 2 too. I think. I think they just didn't get it done.
No, I guess I'm the one going high. I'm giving them 3. I think they ran as good as they could. They made the most out of each run. They took some hits and then put the ball on the ground.
I'll say this about the run calls in the first half. I also looked at it. You look at that total number, 11 runs in the first half. It's not that many. But they didn't have that many plays in general in the first half. But, all right, let's go with run defense here. And, Vince, I'll start with you on this one. Alabama gained 204 yards on 37 carries, 5.5 average.
Yeah, I would go 2 also. It didn't go very well. They had some missed tackles, although Daniel McCullers, I thought, made some good stops. But overall, considering the opponent, I'd still give it a 2.
Chuck?
Yeah, I mean, it just really wasn't good enough to stand out for anything. I think we're pretty much staying with this same theme here.
A lot of 2s right here, Bobby.
I'm a 2 too.
Okay. So that makes him a 4x4. He's 2, 2, 2. All right. What do you got?
I'm going with a deucey.
Okay.
It's a deucey,
all right.
baby.
Pass, and I'll say this, Alabama's tackling didn't look as good yesterday either, but part of that was you're going against Yeldon and Drake, and they make a lot of guys miss tackles. All right, pass offense, Tennessee, 195 yards, 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. Worley had the bum thumb. Wide receivers made some plays, but they also had some drops.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the pass game? We looking at more 2s?
Yeah, I'll go 2 as well. You mentioned a couple things that were bad. Although Dobbs might bring that up a little bit, but I'll still go 2.
Chuck?
To me, this is one of the tougher ones to grade. You had some key drops. That's one of the things I keep going back to. Your tight end slips one time when he's wide open over the middle. I'm going to ding it a little bit more. I'm going to give him a 1.
Okay.
I'm going to stay with the 2. I just think, I like the way that Dobbs came in and everything, but, the production still wasn't there.
2, period. 2.
2, that's
Flat
it?
2, that's it.
Okay. Pass defense. Vince, I'm going to start with you on this one. I'm going to hush up and let you make your own points because I felt I stepped on you on the last one. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, Cameron Sutton really struggled. And a lot of that, again, has to do with the opponent. And then Brian Randolph went down. I think that really hurt the defense.
And Byron Moore.
Yeah, and Byron Moore as well. So we'll go 2 for pass defense.
Okay, 2 for pass defense. Chuck?
Early in the game, short pass to the sideline goes for a touchdown. You had a defensive bust when you looked like last year when your defensive backs can't seem to get on the same page.
No, Chuck, it's Vince. Don't.
Oh, okay.
You are just such a boss. See, Mike's learning to fight him off.
I get in a rhythm here. I'm going to go 1 again. Okay. It wasn't good enough to win for sure.
All right.
He's going to the Cavaliers line. He's thinking. I'm going to stay with 2.
2's all around for you.
I know it. It's. I just hate it when we don't have guys close to people. I mean, at least close to them. And it seemed like all day yesterday that they were running open.
Sterling.
I'm going with the 2 again. I mean, the continuity in the defensive backfield was not there, and unfortunately for Cam Sutton, they had guys making some great plays on him also.
Yeah.
And sometimes when he got beat, he's expecting safety help that just wasn't there. So I go with the 2, but I put an asterisk on that also.
Well, and again, I just think that goes back to how good Alabama is, because we had talked all year about how Cam Sutton has been a positive.
And he still is.
Yeah, he still is, but against Alabama, you get exposed. I mean, you can be what's good against Georgia and South Carolina isn't good enough against Alabama. That's how good Alabama is. McCarron yesterday, 19 of 28, 275 yards, 2 TDs, no interceptions. I didn't think he had a great day. He had a very good day. He could have been, but here's the thing. You had a lot of open receivers. You had a penalty that brought back one. You had one of them pushed off. That could have been worse, I thought. I thought Tennessee could have been in for a worse beating, depending on that. They got some breaks in the pass game as bad as they looked.
Well,
I thought.
McCarron's not a good quarterback. He's an exceptional quarterback.
Right.
So he did a few things that fellow quarterbacks would notice that probably a natural fan would not have. He's a great guy.
And 2, he was standing in the back there by himself
Yep.
for a long
Yeah,
time,
he
a few
was.
times.
Well,
too.
that's interesting, guys. Alabama has not allowed a sack for 17 straight quarters. It goes back to the September game against Ole Miss.
Good stat, Chuck.
Thank
So what's our score? Ooh, 31
Red
versus
team.
the red team. I don't know if you want to say that. We'll discuss that on the show if red team needs to be retired. All right, just yes or no. Should the Alabama-Tennessee rivalry go away?
No,
No, it should never go away.
Okay.
absolutely not.
They've weighed in. All right. When we come back, Will Overstreet's going to look at throwing the deep ball. It all goes into that. And we're going to talk about Missouri. Was it a good thing or a bad thing that they lost yesterday to Tennessee? Come on back.
Miss an episode of the Enrichment Sports Source? Catch up online at sportsource.tv.